Oh, hey, everybody, we're here. We're all live. And I made all of my listings on Reverb live too. There's 28 pedals I have listed on Reverb today. I did this once before. I figured it would be fun to do it again. I had a lot of fun last time, and it was really convenient for me to kind of just rush everything out at the same time. And, I got like a week of just shipping stuff out a little bit every day instead of stretching it out over months and stuff like that, because I've got almost 30 pedals here. Might as well get started. Wow, there's 36 people watching already. Okay, cool. So first one, I'm just going to go through the box. I have this ridiculous tote down here. Just full of pedals. Look at all that. So I keep this tote around and I just throw stuff in there when I'm like, I don't need this. I need to make space. And it's completely full. And I finally got my shipping envelopes from the post office. So anyways, first thing on the chopping block, TC Electronic Drip. I should put the invite link in the comments too. If anyone wants to join on and hang out while I do this, there's the invite code. But the TC Electronic Drip, one of the weirdest takes on a drippy reverb I've encountered so far. But they're dirt cheap. Yeah, I know. Oops, wrong one. Andy is doing his live podcast right now. I was in there for a second, and I'm sure they're talking trash on me now. Whatever. So anyways, first one was the drip. I'm going to just start piling them up in front of me. Next one. Let me know if you have any questions. Yeah, I've got the Topanga in here. Facebook user just asked. I'll get to that in a bit. Next one is the Omic. I don't know if you guys remember this one, but this is a really simple man, there's so much packaging on this. This is a really simple USB interface. It allows you to connect like your app-based phone and tablet sorts of things into your pedal board. You've got one input and two outputs, so you can do stereo out. Use it as like, putting samples into your guitar rig if you want to, or drum beats, or, using like amplitude and stuff like that. It's pretty much the simplest, smallest solution I've seen for that so far. Time to sell those guitars now too, says Sean Adams. I honestly need to sell some guitars. I'm actually looking around the room, like trying to do triage, figure out what I absolutely have to keep and what I don't need to keep. And I kind of want to take my garage down to 15 guitars maximum. And I think I can do it. I'll have to store some things in the house, but I think there's a bunch of stuff I need to sell to do that. I just want to declutter around here. Can I post a link to your Reverb store? It is in the description of the video. So click on the video description if you want to see the link to the store. I wish I had that ready right now, but I don't. Another TC Electronic, the Rusty Fuzz. There it is. I like the grit of the Rusty Fuzz, but once I shot it out against other like fuzz pedals that I like, even affordable ones, there's something a little bit muddy about it. But maybe you want to try it out. I don't know. Someone named Farm Makos is one. Whoa. Their signal is dark and noisy. Oh man. Okay, so here's a crazy one. I don't have a box to ship this in, so I'll have to get creative. It's the Hotone or Hot One Ampero 1. This is like a whole multi-effect unit with a built-in expression pedal and stuff. I did a video of it because they sent it to me. It's fine. I think the drive and amp sounds are a lot better than I expected it to be. But, I couldn't find a drippy reverb in it. So you know how that goes for me. But it has a built-in looper and built-in like drum samples and stuff like that. I know you can do impulse response loading with it. It's also got like a touch screen. I thought the touch screen was kind of like a little tricky to use. It's not like as good as even like a normal phone these days, you know? Hey, Grant. Grant's here. I'm assuming it's Grant. Could be Karen. All right. This is one from my COVID unboxing series, the Ground Effects Keto or Keto. It's got a whale on it. What's retail on the Ampero one? I think they're like $3.99 or something like that. But I was seeing used prices on Reverb for right around $300. So I thought $275 would be a tempting price for people who are curious about it. Oh, they're both here. Hi, Karen. Hi, Grant. All right, the Keto. If I remember right, this one is a chorus reverb. No, I think that's the other one. This one is the light drive. Yeah, this is like a light drive with a boost. That's super annoying about Amazon. What's annoying about Amazon? I don't know what's annoying about Amazon. There's something annoying about Amazon, guys. Should I just keep piling these in front of myself? Facebook user just asked, have you ever played an Elliott guitar? Why don't you review high-end guitars more often? I don't review high-end guitars more often because they're expensive and I can't afford them. If Elliott wants to send me something and work something out with me, they're welcome to contact me for sure. Sassy Cat has joined.
Hey, what's going on, Ryan?
You know me, I'm just trying to sell stuff, trying to make room.
Oh, well, yeah, that's the thing. You're trying to sell it, and then so many people are like, oh, man, you got like 100 guitars and 1,000 pedals. How about you just give them to me?
You know what? If it was profitable for me to give them away and convenient, then I would.
Yeah, but it's just one of those things that always annoys me. I see it in Steve from Boston. I see it in Tone King. I see it in the blues. So many people, and it's always the same thing. Oh, man, you sure got a lot. How about you just give me one for free? Like, you know, yeah, and what are you going to do? You're going to turn around, you're going to flip it.
I remember having that mentality when I was like a teenager. But you're supposed to, you're supposed to grow out of that. I remember, you know, like when my friends got like their first jobs at like fast food places or something, I'd go in and like, hey, can you like give me a soda or something? Like they can't give you anything. Like,
yeah, that's just it. And it seems as though this 15-year-old's mentality has stuck around for the, you know.
I can't blame people for trying. Like, what if I said yes? What if I was like, okay, yeah, sure, here you go. If people were here in the room with me and someone was like, hey, can I have that? It would be a lot more likely. But because I have to like go to the post office and get their address and like do all that, like, no, I'm not giving you anything. If I'm going to do all that work, I'm going to sell it.
Well, not to mention, have a feeling that your better half would probably be like, "Oh no, you're not giving anything away. You're going to sell that stuff, son."
Also, I'm looking at this big pile of pedals, like, "Oh, that's how I'm paying my taxes." So, anyway, Northern Lights. This is from True North. They made that Tweed drive pedal that I really like. This is a Rangemaster. It's a treble booster. So if you want like a classic Rangemaster treble booster, this is a decent one, I think. I mean, I haven't spent a ton of time with Rangemasters, but I had fun with it when I was playing it. I just don't typically travel in the tone of like, oh, I got to boost my amp. I got to push my amp to drive. That's just not where I live. So it's not really worth me keeping around. Tontuga. This was their special art edition for COVID. There was money going from the sale of these to supporting people who needed to be fed, homeless people and whatnot. I mean, if you buy this one, that money's not going that direction. But maybe I should do a little donation or something like that when this one sells. Just
that wouldn't be bad.
Yeah, but this is like a crazy, like it starts out kind of just like a mid-light gain sort of thing, and then you turn up the gain and it turns into a completely fully glitched out over the top fuzz. I see people trying to join, but they don't have camera feeds going on, so I'm not going to add them unless I see something going on with it. Marlo's trying to join, and someone's named Farm Makos. I don't know. I gotta put this stuff on the floor. It's all gonna pile up. That's a problem. Like it's all one. If I kept everything, it would end up in a big pile, and one day it would just like fall on me, and I'd.
San Diego man found dead under an avalanche of pedals in his garage.
This one's left over from the last time I did a garage sale. It's the Torsion Fuzz. If anyone does like super extended scale baritone 8-string 7-string type stuff, I think this would be a good fuzz for that. It's like super heavy, but also would take low end stuff really well. It's got like zombie parts on it and stuff. Like there's a dead guy.
I remember that video.
But I marked the price down a lot lower than it was last time on Reverb. So if anyone's curious about that, man, there's so much stuff here.
Genty.
Yeah, it's very genty for sure. I think it would be a good gent pedal. I'll drop the link in the comments one more time in case anyone else wants to join. X-Tone Pro. This is a recent one. They sent me 2 versions of the X-Tone. I'm going to keep the smaller one just in case I need it. Kind of does the same thing as that OMEC, but more expanded. It can be a USB connected interface that allows you to put, USB enabled devices into your rig. It's also a MIDI controller. It also has a microphone input with phantom and another microphone input there. So it's an over the top like problem solving box that someone's going to need. Like it's a very useful tool. You can control MIDI commands over USB with it. So if you connect it to your laptop or your phone or your tablet or something like that, you can control all sorts of functions with it. Facebook user says they need that, then buy it. Everything that I'm putting on Reverb, I kind of just looked at Reverb and like, what's the lowest price? And I either matched it or went down like $5 or something like that. All right. RPS Effects, another COVID unboxing thing here. This is the Red Sun, another pedal that starts off as an overdrive and then turns into just this primitive sounding garage rock psychedelic fuzz. Like I remember being pretty impressed with it, but it's one of those things where
like a Dallas Arbiter or a Triangle Muff or
no, I don't. It sounds like a broken like recording desk. Like it sounds like a very early like accidental discovery of fuzz sort of fuzz.
Oh, okay.
One more TC Electronic. I think the last one I have of the Smorgasbord line. This is one I actually think is really good. The Tailspin is one of the best pedals from the Smorgasbord line. It's a vibrato, and it just hits what I like in vibrato dead on. I got the Surfy Bear vibrato recently, so I don't need to have 2 vibratos that do kind of the same thing. Says the auctioneer, says Geronimo. I said my honest piece on the last 2 TC Electronics. The Rusty Fuzz I think is muddy sounding, and that drip is a bit of a weird one for sure. But I think the Tailspin is actually a really decent vibrato. Oh, I still have the Profit Delay too. I like the Profit Delay, but I'm not selling that right now.
And of course, there are videos in the description somewhere for all these pedals that you've demoed in the past.
If you go to the Reverb listings, I tried to put links to all the videos. This one is kind of special. This is the Gray Matter. It's kind of like an alternate reality version of the 5050 in that it is 2 circuits that are, they started as a DoD 250 circuit, but it's just done a completely different way. it has this edge control, which I vaguely remember is kind of like a bias control. It changes the character of each side of the distortion. And then there's, different various sensing things that it does and whatnot. It's kind of the same, but very different. So there you go.
A double 250 then.
A double 250, but a completely different take on the concept than what we do with the 5050.
Because I remember Jam Pedals had some variation of the double 250 in their line. You'd have to consult their website. But I seem to remember, I think it was Henning demoed it. You might dig through his old videos to see.
Yeah, I'll have to look that up. I like the art on Jam Pedals. So if they have one, I should hit them up and see what that's like. All right, this one is a big one, guys. This is one where I thought I might not ever sell it. Just because it's been kind of the core of a lot of content on this channel. Slow reveal. Here it comes. Oh, there she is.
The
Boss Reverb, the FRV1. This is kind of the start of all the drippy reverb content that I've done in the past. And I just feel like I've done it to death. I don't need to do any more coverage of the FRV1. I've documented its strengths and weaknesses over the years, and it's time to move it along.
There's just so many better options now.
There are a lot better options. Apparently people like this still, and there's a collector's market for it because it's discontinued. I still have the box and all the original paperwork and stuff.
He has the box.
Exactly. All right. A walrus pedal. I forget which one this is.
Ooh.
All right.
From the fine folks in Oklahoma City.
Beer collection, that shit over
here.
Now the camera. All right. This is the Fathom, another reverb. But this is the kind of like a modulated reverb. I'm going to mute his channel. Also, he disappeared. So. Oh, wait, now he's coming back. So the Fathom, I don't remember the prices that I put on all these. But the Fathom is just not where I live reverb-wise, and I have all kinds of reverbs all over the place. So I have to be honest with myself. I have to make space. It's ridiculous. This box is like, there's still a ton of stuff in it.
My lord.
A lot of reverbs too, because I finally did that shootout, and it's like now I can give myself permission to sell some of these superfluous spring reverbs that I have around.
Hey, was that one a stereo reverb?
Which one?
Just the one you just had.
The Fathom.
Oh, the Fathom. I don't think it's stereo. I don't remember it being stereo. No, it's mono.
Ever since I went to a 2-amp rig, I don't know. Everything has to be stereo now. It's overwhelming almost. The amount of pedals I have to change.
All right, I'll skip ahead to this one. This is a stereo reverb, the Fender Treeverb.
Oh yeah.
I don't think it does a stereo effect to your signal, but it is stereo through. So you could put it in a stereo rig. Yeah. In and out, and it's got tremolo on one side.
That would definitely be an upgrade from my Behringer.
Yeah, there you go. It's a decent reverb. There's something about it that doesn't connect with me in the surfy sort of way, but I think the reverb is fine on it. It's just not my style, and I think the tremolo is honestly the. I'm
looking for kind of the leave it on and never touch it kind of reverb.
Gotcha.
You know, so I feel like that might actually be perfect for me.
Well, go do your research, check it out, figure it out if you want it. All right,
only $175.
This is. I have it up for $175.
That's what I saw.
That's not bad. I priced everything yesterday, and it was just like, what's the lowest thing on Reverb? All right, I'll just match that. So
so we do it. All you want to do is get rid of stuff. It's perfect.
This guy plus this guy, it's got a real spring unit that goes with it.
I was drooling over that the other day. That's even if somebody wanted to get that and have other goals to achieve, they can get the other reverb units for it too, because there's options.
And honestly, this is just a really standard spring tank that they fixed up with a wood, topper and bottom on it. You can buy any spring pan and connect it to the pedal. You don't have to use their spring pans. Like the spring pans are so dirt cheap. They're like $30 or something like that. And you could experiment with all kinds of different sizes of spring pans and find the one that you like. It just won't have, the branding on it or whatever. But
that sounds really fun.
Yeah. It's
not my thing, but if somebody wanted it, for sure.
When I initially did the video of this, I connected it to the same spring pan that's in the Fender unit, in the reverb unit, and it got it a lot closer to that sound. So there are big sound differences between spring pans. All right.
Well, Pumpkin decided to say hi. That's my cat here. We'll hear her in a second.
My
cat.
My daughter loves cats, but she doesn't say cat. Just every time she sees a cat, she just goes meow. So here's another one: the 76 Fuzz by Solid Gold Effects. It's an octave fuzz. This is the fuzz that became the beginnings of the Tone Mob signature 001 fuzz. A lot of people love this fuzz, so I just have the Tone Mob version of it, and I don't really need to justify why I get rid of stuff, but I just, it's fun to talk about it, I guess. I don't know. But if you're looking for an octave fuzz, it's a classic option. It's a good option. Solid Gold does great work.
That Jimi Hendrix kind of sound.
Yeah.
Marlo. Oh my God.
Oh, Mario, you finally made it.
I'm Marlo, not Mario.
I think that's you anyway.
It's still Halloween over there. That's cool.
I'm just
that's a good idea, actually. Let me get my mask. It's right over in the other room.
I wanted to go on mic only, but Ryan is cruel. Please, it's a mess in here.
Here, I'll wear a mask too.
It's a mess in here. I don't want to be on camera. What?
All right.
Wait a minute.
I didn't know you were trying to do audio only. I just saw that the video wasn't coming through, so I thought the signal was broken or something.
Can I face myself? Unface?
Yeah, I should want to.
Thank you.
All right. Next up is the RPS. This is their ridiculous, what is it, a PPL synth generator thing? This thing is redonkulous.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I remember watching the video of that. That is really awesome.
I somehow missed the video.
I'm surprised you're getting rid of that, man.
It's just so wild and crazy. Like, it's a ton of fun to mess around. But it's like, when am I ever going to pull this? I'm never going to use it at church. I'm never going to use it with my surf band. If I did a concept video of like, oh, here's the craziest pedals, then this would be in it. But what else do I do with it?
But I live in Canada, so your reverb shop is empty to me.
Yeah, I kind of just removed all the international shipping stuff. If you really want something and you want to pay for international shipping, then hit me up outside of this, like
maybe
Facebook
I will.
Or something.
Hey, that one you just had, sorry to cut you off, Mario, if you were still going.
Ow.
Does that have full MIDI control support?
Oh, are you talking about the synth thing?
The one you were just holding up, the arcade machine or whatever it was called?
I don't think there's any MIDI control. I think it's just...
At all? Okay.
No, it's got input, output, and expression control. And that's it.
That's the other thing I'm really trying to do lately is get my rig over to being MIDI everything.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's not a MIDI pedal.
Too bad.
Yeah.
It's got so many parameters, so it would be really, really fun to hook up to CC controls.
Yeah. This beard, I had to take my costume off because this beard is super hot, way hotter than my real beard.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
I didn't even get to wear this the other day. We didn't have any trick-or-treaters.
I'm still waiting to paint my deer mask. I don't know how to. Like, I don't know what design would look cool. It looks like very low poly. So, gotta think.
This is the other. I got the boxes mixed up. This one was supposed to be in the other ground effects box. This is the Keto. This is the one that is chorus and vibrato and delay all mixed into one. I was trying to put a price on these, and it doesn't look like they make it to the States very often, so they were kind of pricey. But I tried to make it more affordable than the other options that are out there. This one was a little bit hard to decide to sell because it's made by a friend of the show, Zach Slater, over at Birmingham Sounds. But I have to be honest about what I'm using and not using, and I just don't use straight distortion very often at all. It's a super low serial, 006.
Ooh.
So there's that. It's a great sounding pedal, but like I said, I just don't really lean into distortion sounds too much. I typically do light overdrive and the heaviest fuzz possible. And
man, that's honestly, dude, your channel's what got me into fuzz, and doing that tube screamer into a fuzz pedal is just it feels so good.
Frankly, I'm still a little intimidated by fuzz. I'm working on it.
I'm gonna stack everything I have left here. And then
that's gonna fall over.
That's good. That's just good video if it falls over, though.
Again, man crushed by avalanche of pedals in his garage.
You always need B-roll.
It's significant risk of life.
What world's blankiest blank show would that even go on?
All right, another one from Land Devices. This is the Domino. This thing is a trip. No knobs, just input, output, 9-volt jack. It is a ring modulator / octave effect that is controlled by the output of whatever you're feeding into it. So the harder you push it, the more like ring modded, more octavey it gets. At lower output, it kind of sputters into like this octavey sort of distorted fuzz sort of thing.
Sounds really fun.
If you're looking to get weird quick without having any control over it. It's a fun.
Does it react well to your volume knob when you're rolling that up and down?
It'll react to pickups that are really hot, different than pickups that are less hot. Or if you roll back your volume and stuff. Oh, here we go. A classic. Another one I thought I might not ever sell. But I've done everything I need to do with it, I think, and I don't think I'm ever going to use it, with my band. I have the Surfy Bears now.
End of an era.
So, but this is a tool that I've legitimately played with my band almost all the gigs that I've played. It's been a winner of various, drippy reverb shootouts early on. I think it still sounds fantastic. It's just a great sounding pedal. It just doesn't fully do the drippy surfy thing, but I still fully recommend the Topanga. But yeah, this is one where I have legitimately used it musically for my own purposes. So that might be worth something to someone. I'm sure someone will want it. And another solid gold effects, the Zeta Deluxe.
Nice. They're out of Quebec, right?
I'm not. I think you might be right. I think they are Canadian, aren't they? Maybe it says on this paperwork here. I'm not going to read the paperwork right now. That's
yeah, they're from Montreal.
That's a really interesting channel, man. Reading paper.
I'm going to read the newspaper now.
They're from Montreal.
The Zeta Deluxe. This is a pedal that when I first demoed it, I wrote them as like, hey, does this have any lineage with the DoD 250? Because I was getting that vibe off of it. Like, yeah, it kind of started in that territory and then it ended up as something else. But it's a super tweakable, the way Solid Gold Effects does things. There's a 3-way switch for the clipping, a 3-way switch for the mids, a 3-way switch for body, a 3-way switch for tone, and then a switch for post and pre for the boost.
Does it have a built-in noise gate?
No noise gate.
Ah,
Yeah, sorry.
I love that on my big muff that I just got earlier this year.
Ah, yeah. Yeah, a gate on any fuzz, like any fuzz that gates out is automatically going to be a ton of fun.
Yeah, man, it's so much better than having that noise gate afterwards. It's the main thing I'm looking at your garage sale for right now. Actually, I didn't go through the Reverb channel fully yet to see if there's anything.
Yeah, I'm looking at the store now.
Yeah.
I have to
What's
change
that,
my
Mario?
settings. So, Marlo, and I just said I was
sorry.
looking at the store. Yeah.
I didn't think you sounded like a Mario once you got on, but I was just stuck with it.
I mean, people sound like all sorts of things, but it's Marlo, yeah.
You should lean into it and just your catchphrase should be, "It's a me, Marlo."
I make that joke all the time. My last name's funnier, honestly.
So this one is really wild. This is weird. Oh, if you're looking for MIDI stuff, this is MIDI, by the way. This is the Noah
I can see it now.
expression controller. This is a system that you install into your guitar with a special jack and a special pot, which is like a little clicky guy here.
Like the classic like Roland style kind of a MIDI pickup, or what?
So you install this stuff into your guitar, and it takes over like your tone pot or volume pot or whatever, and then you plug into this on your pedal board with a TRS cable.
Okay.
And it allows you to control MIDI devices.
So it's an expression built into your
yeah.
Okay.
Or expression control through that. Actually, I think you could do both at the same time.
Yeah. It's once you get into MIDI, it's like basically the same thing.
So you can, and there's a center notch on the pot, so you can adjust to center. And what I like to do with it is leave it on center, and then have like an octave effect that goes lower or higher past the center. And then because there's a switch there, you can assign a preset to that switch to turn things on and off. So say you wanted to turn a delay on and off with a Line 6 product, like an HX Stomp or something like that. You turn the delay on, and then you can rack the time or the repeats or the mix back and forth with the pot function of it. I think it's really cool. It's just, the downside is you have to commit it to a guitar. And I have some guitars around here that was tricky. I had it installed in the Bullet Mustang, and when I sold that, I pulled it out of there because this is worth more than the Bullet Mustang. Essentially. But I think it's a really cool system. There's someone out there who it's going to become, a big part of their rig if it's exactly what they need. Oh, everything on the floor just fell over. Not a surprise. All right. The Julia. The version 2, because I got the Juliana.
If it was a Juliana, I would buy it. But
I'll keep the Juliana until they come out with the Juliana version 2, or Walrus keeps putting out new versions of the Julia. But this one is cool because it has the momentary latching on and off if you want that, and I think that's a really cool thing to have with the super dramatic vibrato effects. Like you do really fast, hard vibrato, and momentarily turn it on and off for a little. Moments here and there. Oh, you've got him.
That's a
icon now.
That's the one thing I didn't understand. They released the volume 2 or the version 2, and then the Juliana comes out 3-4 months later, and I'm thinking, what?
I guess some people just don't care about the stereo.
Well, I think this is a guess. This is all just a big guess. They've been switching everything over to like relay switches, the soft switches that are like a dual control, even if it's an analog pedal. And so the Julia is a really high selling pedal for them. And I think they probably ran out of stock, and they're like, we want to move it over to relay switching anyways. So they put out the version 2 because they wanted to upgrade that direction. And then, the Juliana is just a completely, more out there advancement of the concept and being stereo and all the features and functions. It's a really smart pedal. Like it covers the basics in a very basic way, but it does things in a really smart way, and I think it sounds
I
good.
mean, I just basically need every analog chorus at this point. You know me. I'm one of those people.
Yeah, I have a really tough time convincing myself to sell fuzzes and reverbs, but then I'm
like that about chorus.
with chorus, it's like,
I know.
okay, I've got two.
We're the opposite.
That's all I need, Which,
No, it's not. You're wrong.
a big boy here, another MIDI one. The Wampler Terraform.
Yeah.
This thing is no joke. This is like the top, like most ridiculous modulation computer I've ever experienced. I just don't use modulation very often, and when I do, I'm very specific about it. Like I want a very specific tremolo or something like that.
And you don't want a dimension chorus? Wow.
I know. That's the thing. Like it has great chorus sounds.
You need a third one.
Is that an emulation of that old Boss dimension chorus you're talking about? Then?
Yeah.
Oh man, that is really beautiful.
But, yeah, like you could just get a Dimension C Waza.
But it's got Ottawa envelope filter, flanger, however you pronounce it, phaser, phase, U-vibe, rotary, auto swell, tremolo, harmonic tremolo, chorus, and dimension chorus. And all sorts of tweaky different settings for each one, and presets and MIDI control up on the top. It's got one of those little tiny jacks, but it comes with the adapter to scale it up to regular MIDI right there. And the thing that I thought was super useful with this, because it's got tap tempo and presets and everything like that, you can save presets to have you put a bunch of effects in the loop of this thing, and your presets can jump from before or after the loop, which I think was really useful for me when I was using it on my board, because I want a tremolo after my drives, I want a flanger before my drives, and with the presets I was able to do that really quickly. So a very smart pedal, and I was a little surprised when I priced it to see that they are actually somewhat affordable. I was like, oh, this is going to be like a Strymon pedal. It's going to be like $500 or something. But no, they're like $299 new, and there's ones on the used market for like $225. I think
everything is brutal for me after the exchange rate because our dollar is broken.
Yeah.
It's dead. Speaking of being Canadian, like Facebook wants me to commit voter fraud today. It keeps telling me to vote, and I'm like, that's illegal.
Yeah. There's other people who want people to commit voter fraud too, but we're not going to.
Don't they like track my location already? Like it seems redundant.
I know, right? It's supposed to be smarter than that, but Google thinks that I speak Spanish. Like I get served ads in Spanish.
You should learn.
Yes.
How many times you said "cuvave" like a Spanish.
That's probably exactly what it is.
Oh.
My phone is listening to me just all day. I walk around the house just "cuvave," and it's like I is speaking Espanol. So
there should be like a little flamenco guitar sound every time you say "cuvave."
They're always serving me like they're local ads.
That makes sense though, because of where you live, I guess. Like
it'll be like a local car dealership or something like that, but the whole ad will be in Espanol. It's like this is really odd. So this is another one where like
rich Corinthian leather.
I really wrestled with
are
selling.
we talking about Fraser now? Like
Because
rich Corinthian leather. Just reminds me of Fraser.
I feel like I know the builder, and like when you know a builder, it's harder to sell stuff because like, oh, they gave it to me, but the reality is I just don't use it, and someone else might like it. But the Knob John by Fuzz,
that is a knob.
It is
that is spectacular.
Capital K-N-O-B knob. It is the biggest knob.
It's shouting in all caps.
I think he had to do more engineering on figuring out the knob than he did on the pedal. And the pedal is very well engineered. That's not a diss.
That's amazing.
Yeah. It's one of those knobs that has 2 screw holes on it because it's got a clamp on double time.
Yeah.
Wow.
But this one is really wild. It's an analog and digital octave pedal, and you blend those 2 octaves with the big knob.
That's really cool.
And then you can blend in your dry against your wet right there. And then I think there's a third octave. I have.
If you already listed that one, it's gone. So
I wouldn't be surprised if it was gone already. See what
I'm looking. You
All
have
right, this
21 listings left up. So
this is the very last one. This is another spring reverb. This is the Mr. Black Super Swell.
Nice.
So it's
swell.
It's pretty. I think it has a really nice, pretty trail on it. He kind of did his own take on what he likes about the Fender reverb units, and so it doesn't sound like authentic, but I think it sounds good, just different. You know, like he kind of like looked at the Fender circuit, I think, and was like, oh, there's a lot of harsh highs here. I'll kind of mellow it out, and maybe not realizing that those harsh highs are kind of where surf guitars live. But if you're looking for like a mellow, springy style reverb that is dynamic with your pickup output and your dynamic range, like I think it honestly sounds good. It's just not really. It's like the Treeverb and like a few other of these reverb pedals where it's like it's just not my speed, and I'm ready to move on to other reverb pedals and cover things instead of just retreading the same ground over and over.
Yeah.
And over. It just became exhausting, It became a limitation to me where people were asking for reverb comparisons. It's like, but I've got like 20 reverb pedals. So it's going to take me 3 days to produce that video. So I need to, pare everything down to make it more manageable. All right, let's see if anything's sold. Any updates?
It has.
Notifications. 19 notifications, 4 offers, 7 awaiting shipment. Damn.
Yeah.
Wow.
I guess I'm shipping stuff first thing in the morning. Wow.
Or you could do it on stream, just like
I guess
with the with the podcast.
I could
do housekeeping
and like film myself printing out everyone's home ad. I could
Just
start
dox everyone by mistake.
Lance bought the Tailspin Vibrato. Congratulations, Lance. Whoa. Someone bought the X Stomp. Mike Steele bought that.
Nice.
Okay.
List people's full names. Sorry, Mike.
I probably don't need the arcade machine considering I traded a TS10 that I got broken and I fixed it, and I traded it for a data corruptor because I had 2 TS10s. So how many PLLs do I really need?
Glenn bought the Tontigua Clockwork. David bought the Julia.
All right.
The Super Swell is already gone. Michael bought the Super Swell. the Trip is gone. Lance
bought the Knob John.
Wow.
It sounds fun.
Yeah, the Knob John is the last one on the list here. Brandon bought the Knob John.
I'm envious.
And then I've got
straight up with on Reverb. There's only 21 total left.
What are you asking?
How many listings did you have on Reverb total? Because right now you only got 21.
I started out with 28.
7, that's pretty good.
That's pretty fast.
I've got an offer for the FRV1, an offer for the Solid Gold 76 octave fuzz, and an offer for the Topanga, and an offer for the Treverb, the Fender Treverb.
The Kato is really cool, like the chorus vibrato reverb thing, but also, again, the exchange rate has died.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
Yeah. I mean, if you were here and you had cash, there's no exchange rate that way, but
No, I know.
Neither one.
I generally, as a rule, try not to sell international just because things get so crazy, even with the shipping. Like when I go to the post office, it's like, oh, I need to ship this to Ireland or the UK or something. It's like, well, here's all this paperwork. I was like, if I just left it up a day, someone else would have
just like, you just have to say like, oh, it's worth what it's worth, and then never write what it's actually worth.
And then also there's
it's fine. It's fine. It's worth $5. I'm kidding. That's technically not. Don't do that.
right.
Wait.
No, I always insure things for like the amount where I'm like, oh, if it got destroyed, at least I'd get $50 back or something.
Yeah, like that's reasonable. You're still not supposed to do it, but you definitely don't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all above board.
Someone just asked, how would you rank the Boss Spring Reverb pedal compared to other digital spring reverbs? Does it get drippy? It does get drippy. It is the first pedal that came out that I thought actually did a drip.
I agree because I have one. It's like one of the few pedals you have right now listed that I own. And yeah, it sounds like less natural, but it sounds good.
Yeah. When I first got it, because it was the only thing even approaching that sound, I was completely smitten with it. So if I can totally recommend it still to someone who is like surf reverb curious and wants to explore that. Just like the Fender units, just like the real deal, it has issues. It gets very ice picky very quick. It also does a weird filtering thing that you really noticed if you put drives before it, and that kind of always bugged me. But if you run it through it straight clean, you'd never notice that. But
I use it. Otherwise I just use a Big Sky, and I've been pretty happy with it. It's better than the spring algorithm on the Big Sky.
I really liked stacking it with the Topanga. I would put the Topanga after, because the Topanga would add a little bit of a lusher trail, and it would filter out those high frequencies a little bit and just soften everything up. But then you would get the drip from the Boss, which was really nice.
Yeah, I think I vaguely remember that from one of your videos.
Yeah.
But it was a long time ago.
I think if you run it before like a 10-band EQ or even like a compressor or something like that, there's various ways to tame the issues that it has and do workarounds and stuff like that.
I'd say it's definitely worth trying if you have the money.
Yeah.
Yes.
Although, like, I bought mine off of Craigslist for like $75.
I bought mine for $75 in the box and everything.
Yeah. And now they're all
Canadian dollars.
They're all like $200 or something like that. And someone was trying to sell one a year or two back for like $400, which is ridiculous.
That's like apparently $57 US. So,
but
the economy here it's gone. It's just I don't know.
I feel like it's really at $200. I don't know if I can recommend it. Someone bought it, obviously. What did they pay for it? Whatever I had it listed for, $200 even. Yeah, you can buy it. But I feel like, I'm much happier to throw another $100 at a Surfy Bear, after that to get exactly what I want. But that's me, and whatever. But there is a collector's market for them, so it'll be easy to sell that again for $200 because they
those Boss pedals. It's like the World Book Encyclopedia. You've got to have one of every.
Yeah,
or one of every flavor, Skittle or whatever.
For sure.
Well, if you collect them all, then you become the boss, and then you own the company. That's what Josh Scott has been trying to do.
I was just going to say.
When he collects every single pedal from various companies, he will obtain ownership of that company. So it's a very lucrative thing for him to try to do. It's just difficult, So I understand.
Economics is so much weirder than I thought it was.
All I want is one DM2 that isn't the Waza, but I'm pretty sure Josh Scott is just buying all the local ones, even though I'm in Toronto. Like,
he has a secret agent in Toronto in Canada to buy things for him. I'd love to have a DM2. I like the Waza. I'd probably be fine with the Waza, but I tried one of those at Human, and I was like, this is a very unique delay pedal, and I really like it.
It's good.
I'm supposed to be doing a Boss delay pedal sort of shootout in the future.
Cool.
Officially like sponsored by Boss, but they like certain things are not in the warehouse, so it's on the back burner for the time being. But yeah, that'll be like pretty much all the boss delays, which will be wild.
That they currently make?
Yeah, that are currently in production.
That's a lot. Are
Yeah,
they
it's a
going to say
lot.
the 200 and the 500?
That's the plan.
Wow.
So we'll see what happens. My boss guy was like, "Hey, like, what's it like a concept video you would like to do?" I was like, "I don't know. It'd be fun to do like all the boss delays." And he was like, "Okay, let's do that." I was like, "All right."
It was my birthday last weekend, and you're not even going to score me a free Dimension C Waza. I'm kidding. I don't.
The Dimension C Waza would be fun to have too. I had the TC version of the Dimension, and I thought that was fun, but
I know
I
they made
want
it.
to be it with the Frommel Seraph Deluxe I have, because I'm insane and really like chorus.
I kind of there needs to be a miniature Dimension chorus, just because there's only 4 switches on it. It should just be
But you don't know how the board's ridiculous.
But someone's got to be able to shrink that down.
I guess if it was all SMD, sure, but
that it's such like a simple like on or off chorus. Like, yeah, you can do the different buttons and it kind of changes it, but it's kind of like instant 80s sound. You just flick it on. Like,
that's why I like it.
But I'm saying like it should be in a miniature enclosure, a finger.
I don't know if you can do that without surface mount.
I'm fine with surface mount though.
No, and I mean me too. If it works, but like.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be fine with it being, like a completely digital version of the Dimension. Just I want the Dimension in a finger enclosure, and then
Boss is never going to do that.
That was I'm not saying Boss. I'm saying someone else out there can do it.
That's fair.
Josh
could do it.
Josh.
One of these import brands could do it if they were actually creative, but they're not.
Get one of those little Hotone choruses.
Yeah, but they don't make a Dimension. That's the problem.
Yeah, the Dimension.
I'll send it to Josh. He can do it.
The Dimension is such a unique flavor, of course. It's
Someone make Josh Scott watch this because we have a challenge, apparently. Like,
Josh, if you get word,
we have a challenge.
Like,
please send me one for review. Even though I don't have any web presence, really. I'm just here. Hustling.
Josh, if you take this idea, you just give everyone in this video right now one of them and name drop us. That's all we ask.
Someone in the comments said Aryan chorus, and he already did that. He literally already has that.
Nice.
That's the penguin, the emperor. The
emperor, yeah.
On it.
What about his the new line of pedals? He's got a $99 chorus, and
it's not $99 here. I'm sorry. Okay. I'm really bitter about the dollar.
I was gonna say, are you like?
I'm mad about it.
So are you saying like you wish you like your province was part of the lower 48 or something?
No,
okay.
No, not dollars,
okay.
But like, also, I like it when the dollar is more at 80% and not in the low 70s. It's just good sense when you want to import something.
Yeah.
Sense. I see what you did there.
That was unintentional, but I thank you for the credit. I'll take it. I'll take it. It's something.
All right.
But the $99 chorus, that's a serviceable chorus.
Grant joined.
Grant.
Oh, hey.
Hello.
I hope you haven't been sitting down there too long.
I don't know what is time, man.
He has lighting.
Either way.
I just have a lot of lamps in this room because I need to keep light.
This room that I'm in right now is the exact opposite.
My brain gets angry with me if it's too dark.
That's
I just start getting really sad and don't want to do anything. So I just blast light all the time. And I'm like, shit.
I get overstimulated if things are too bright, but like this room is too dark. But I'm lazy, so I'm not leaving.
When I was a kid, when I was a teenager, I could not stand being in like dark rooms. Like getting like in the middle of winter when it's just dark all day long. I would have like 5 different lamps in my room, and I'd turn them all on at once just to like.
I need to get my sunlight lamp out because the sun's setting at 5 p.m. and I'm like, oh.
Yeah, I hate the time change. I hate
Yeah.
getting off at work and it's already dark. Even though I'm self-employed, I still have to work. I still have to get through my. You know,
it's so weird how a 1 hour time change made the sun go down 3 hours earlier.
Yeah, it feels that way. It's because
if only there was a video that covered this, that maybe you could eat food and play guitar while talking about the time change.
So
I probably needed to repost that video around places when the time changed on Sunday, but oh well, whatever. Who cares?
Ryan, your studio is 100% lighting. You don't have any window.
The garage door is over there, and there are some windows in it, but it's mostly closed off to that. So everything you're seeing right now is really studio lighting.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Because I would wonder if that would be a pain in the butt being in California with
is it hot?
Super bright.
Over there.
Oh wow, that's like real studio lighting.
Wow.
The part that the camera normally sees is much neater.
My water heater's over there.
Nice. Essential.
I was chatting with Shermie from the Surfer Jets the other night, and they just got done building like a studio in a garage that's on one of their properties, and I'm super jealous of it. They've got this. It used to be like a bus garage for working on buses, and they built like a room inside of it that looks like it's inside of a house, and of course it's decorated all immaculate and stuff. But they're in Canada, so apparently it's going to be freeze your balls off weather.
When you live,
I'm in Michigan. It's pretty much the same.
So like, I remember in 2009, I went to Iceland, and it was like 12 degrees Celsius out. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit, and I'm too afraid to ask at this point.
Double it and add 30.
See, yeah, like people know the conversion rate. I'm too young. Yeah, like I was out in t-shirts in 12-degree weather. Like that's normal for me.
Well, 12, if we do the math, 12 doubled.
Dark is weird.
24 plus 30. That's not bad. That's in the 50s.
Yeah.
That's still yeah, I walk around in the 50s with, shirt and shorts and stuff like that. But if it gets under 50s, then it's like I'm freezing to death.
Exactly.
But I have no idea how to express in Celsius what is cold or hot to me.
See, I have the exact opposite problem. I'm like, I don't know what this temperature means. I know 100 is not nice, and I don't want to go outside. But like, what does 70 mean? I don't understand this.
So
lost
okay.
my audio there for a sec.
Well, so reverse the process. If it's 100 degrees, subtract 30.
Math?
That's 60. Cut it in half. 50.
So 70 would be 20 degrees Celsius.
Oh, nice. Okay, that's not bad.
Yeah. So that's like ideal.
It's on the warmer side.
Is that too warm? Like,
no, 24 is like where I max out. I'm very picky.
24 would be 80 here, and 80 is pretty warm. 80 is warm.
Too hot.
That's too hot. Yeah.
I'm a wimp, but I can survive the cold.
I mean, like, my whole mentality is like, I don't really care what temperature it is if I'm not working. If I'm on vacation and it's burning hot, I'm like in a tropical place or desert place, like I'm on vacation. I'll just drink a cold drink and hang out.
Europe for summer for vacation.
But the moment I have to work, it's like, I want ideal temperature or I'm just completely distracted by it.
Oh, but here's a question for you. What about the water temperature? If you want to go surfing, does it have to be a certain temperature for you to do it? Or do you just put on a full wetsuit and go?
I have all the wetsuits, but my rule is when it gets above 65 degrees, then I take off my wetsuit. So that's my rule. And then kind of in between 65 and 50 I use like 65 and 60 I use a short suit, and then under 60 it's like long suit only.
So you're not doing like Thunderball or whatever.
I forget the suit he had in Thunderball. Was it like legless or something weird?
Yes, something like that.
Well, the wetsuits back then when they filmed that were basically like medieval armor compared to wetsuits now. Like it was completely inflexible, thick rubber that was like a turtle shell that you would put on. Mm-hmm. And so you couldn't have legs on them because you wouldn't be able to move your legs. So a lot of those really old style wetsuits were cut way different than now. That's for sure.
They look uncomfortable too when you go back and watch those old films. Yeah. It's just like, oh, I can't imagine wearing that.
Like the old Jacques Cousteau films and stuff like that.
It's worse because the studio lighting would have all been incandescent and absolutely miserable.
Oh, yeah.
This is going to make me sound stupid, but is the point of a wetsuit just to stay warm?
Yes.
So the water gets that cold?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's just because you surf in all seasons?
Yeah, I surf year round.
Okay.
Ideally, I mean, I don't have a lot of time these days, but ideally I surf year round. The best waves happen like in the middle of winter here because we get waves coming down from Alaska, from the Gulf of Alaska, and that's like the strongest and closest source for good waves. In the summer, everything comes from the southern hemisphere, and by the time it gets here, it's really soft and sloppy. And then parts of the year we get stuff from all the way across the ocean in Japan, and that can be good, but it's also a lot softer by the time it gets here and smaller. So yeah, winter time is the best season for surfing in Southern California, anyways.
Would not have guessed that. Wow.
Yeah. I mean, summer is more pleasant because the water's warm and,
Yeah, it gets pretty cold in California at night.
Oh, yeah, decent. I mean, it depends on where you are in California. We have a place in California that gets the lowest temperatures of the whole lower 48 just because of its geography.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But then we also have the hottest temperatures in Death Valley. So we have a lot of range here.
It's wild.
Yeah,
I've been a few times, mostly just to LA, but like also San Diego. But
they really I'm not sure how to pitch it, like what should actually be done, but I honestly think they need to break the state up. It's too big. I know it's problematic because anyone who makes
controversial opinions in the chat.
It's election day. This is one time a year where we can get away with it.
It's election day? No way.
Usually,
how come nobody told me?
I know it's election day. No American has an excuse. Like, our media is covering this more than any media.
Anytime someone like officially pitches politically here to break up the state into smaller states, it's always done in some sort of crappy way where they're really just trying to give as much power and resources as they can to San Francisco. But there's got to be like a smart way to do it that fairly breaks up the states. And yeah, San Francisco and LA are going to get the lion's share of like the urban resources or whatever. But I think there's got to be a fair way to do it to make like cut California into like 5 states. Like there's no reason the state on the.
Have you ever looked at Canadian provinces, Ryan? They're enormous. They're just like. We have like 13 provinces and territories, and we can actually remember all of them and like point them out on a map.
But
your population,
there's only 35 million people. You're right.
The town that I live in is just a town. Has like 80,000 people in it. Like that's bigger than a lot of cities.
Yeah.
And that's San Diego has millions of people in it. There's no reason like San Diego County couldn't just be a state. So I don't know. That's
funny because like Toronto is really only like 6 million if you include every like related little population area. Like,
right.
That's how many people lived on my street when I lived in New York.
Yeah, New York. I love New York though. I feel very relaxed in New York City, which is weird.
Yeah, me too. I felt totally safe there. Moved down to Tennessee, and I'm like,
so
turn off the
nice.
lights, lock the doors.
I've never been to New York. I feel like New York is
You
a trip
should
I need to get.
go.
Yeah.
I feel like if you have the means, that everyone should go.
Road case.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe I should do a road case to New York.
Oh, there you go.
Plan a new road case because I don't have anything on the books, but I think I wanted to get past the election and the nervousness of all that and see how things go down, and then I'll hit up the next couple places I want to go
Our
visit.
COVID rates are hitting all-time highs right now, so I'm just like,
Yeah,
okay, guess I'm not going to be on vacation for a while. Like,
it's tricky.
Well, that's
Part of
good.
I always keep hearing the governor in California, like he's got this lockdown, that lockdown, the other thing locked down, and you can't go anywhere, you can't do anything. And I'm like, wow, how does Ryan put up with it?
I work at home. I already didn't
yeah,
go.
Ryan has a lot of fun stuff in that garage, though.
Yeah, I've got
Yeah.
plenty to keep me entertained here. I was
Ryan
already,
can just make the
I'm
world.
gonna peace out. I don't want the
insane.
political talk today, guys.
That's valid. I didn't think I was getting too political. I'm sorry. Ryan knows my political
Unless it's gonna stop, I don't know.
I'm being a good child. Like,
Damn it, you Canadians always ruining everything.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm real sorry.
I still think it's funny that there was
And it's turning into a South Park episode.
that
My head
I
does come unhinged in the middle of my face. Yes.
I still think it's hilarious that I found an online forum where there are people who are completely convinced that I legitimately hate Canadians. Like,
You do. I know. Yeah. I'm here to spill the tea. I'm here to cancel you personally.
like I think I made like two dumb jokes across the history of the podcast, and that person heard both of them was like, he hates Canadians.
Honestly, Canada is
Oh.
fair to joke about, I think.
It's
Later,
kind of,
dude.
Oh, I didn't mean to, like, sorry.
that's why I joked about it. It's because like Canadians are funny. They can take a joke. They've got a sense of
Yeah.
humor. There's like nothing
I
to hate
care.
about Canadians. So if you say that you hate
There's
Canadians,
there's some, I'm not going to say it.
well, everyone hates stuff in their own town. They hate stuff about their own place or whatever. But from the outside, like as an American, there's nothing offensive I can think of regarding Canadians. Like, what do you even say? I don't know.
Wait.
I guess on the surface, we are pretty nice.
Two words.
Here we go.
Glenn Fricker.
I don't even know what that is.
He's in LA now. He's an LA boy.
Yeah, I know.
What does that mean?
Glenn Fricker, he's a YouTuber. He does Spectre Sound Media. He's mostly like does metal stuff
cool.
and studio recording stuff.
That's cool.
He is the angriest, most pissed off Canadian I have ever seen, and I love him for it.
But
You
honestly,
haven't seen people on the highways here.
that's his persona. And he is rough in person, but also in person, like he's a huge sweetheart. Glenn is so helpful in person and so loving and friendly. He's still yelling while he's being helpful and friendly, but he's a really lovely person.
Yeah.
And I'm saying this as
I
like,
know some people like that. That's cool.
I mean, Glenn is like a hard-baked, like vocal atheist too, and I'm, a person of faith, and I've had very pleasant, like religious conversations with him in person. Like he's
That's cool.
that kind of kind and friendly. Where like, his persona on his channel is like, wow, this person's really angry, and
He's the cranky old man who's screaming, "Get off my lawn!"
I would definitely get pegged. Like, if I had a YouTube channel, I would definitely get pegged as some sort of SCW or something. Where it's like, actually, everyone is wrong. Everyone's assumption is wrong. Ryan, please don't tell everyone my political alignment. It's not the right, is what I'll say.
I kind of drift around politically. Like I used to be pretty conservative, and then I drifted pretty far left, and I'm still like, hey, conservatives, like if you start making sense, I'll drift back, but for the time being you haven't, so whatever. I registered as independent a few years back. My thinking was just like, you know what, whoever you are, just earn it, earn my vote, earn my support. I don't want to be officially signed up to any one party. Like Convince me. Actively convince me. That's all I want.
I may
There
be
you go.
I don't want to be, but I may still be a card-carrying member of the Pirate Party of Canada, which I did at 18 for the bit.
We used to have.
I don't care. And like my politics are very. I know what I am.
Yeah.
Karen,
The problem is that political parties drift, and like the literal politics that are going on now are the conservative politics of when I was a kid, and the conservative politics of now are nowhere near the conservative politics of when I was a kid. Like it's all shifted.
Yeah.
To the right, like everything is shifted to the right. Even the leftist politics have shifted to the right, and so it's like to be center, you have to be on the left now.
If Canada was a guitar, what guitar would it be? Someone in the comments is asking.
If Canada was a guitar, oh my gosh, hey, that's Ryan Bruce. Hey man, how are you doing?
Hey.
Here, I'll drop a link in here if you want to join, Ryan. You're welcome to join on. If Canada was a guitar, what would it be?
You know the Gibson that's shaped like the United States?
Not that.
It would just be that, but in the shape of Canada. So it'd be this big, like.
Yeah.
How would you even do that?
It would be a
big blob.
You just have a bunch of pieces falling off for all of the north.
It would have to be acrylic, so the pieces would be floating in the acrylic
That
part.
would be cool, actually.
Yeah. And then you have all the lakes and everything, and it'd be pretty, you know. And then you could form a band with someone who has the USA shaped one.
This is too much. Like,
do the thing
somebody with a Mexico shaped one.
The Canadian one.
I just need the Finland and Sweden shaped one, like together. It has to be together. But that's actually a terrible idea for reasons I will not say on your channel.
It's because it's like a dick and balls. I get it. I've seen a math.
Did you see my post about this the other day? Where I said they were the worst at not looking like that in Europe.
Hey, demonetized.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Ryan. I'm sorry.
No, yeah, I like some blue humor. There's nothing wrong.
I'm
down to. I am down to 6% on my phone, guys, so I'm going to have to jump off of here pretty fast. But I just wanted to say, Grant, I did notice a couple of weeks ago watching Josh's channel, I did notice when they cut to the drummer playing in the corner, I did notice a whole row of pedals on the shelf above his shoulder. So.
Oh yeah.
You could not miss it. There was Albie, there was Loaf, there was Woodcutter. There was, and I was just like, oh, cool. He's got them all lined up.
I wonder if it's there. I got to go look. We made him his own JHS-ified loaf pedal.
Nice.
And it looks exactly like a JHS pedal. It has a little graphic of a little like loaf of bread with a piece of bread cut off.
Oh, that's cute.
And we got his knobs, got his LED bezel, the whole nine, everything, like completely made a JHS pedal. Even his logo, we made it like, let's say, bigger with a little arrow. Yeah. The old logo.
That's hilarious.
Oh, nice. Yeah, it's either the Overdrive or the one that came out the week before the Overdrive. But I saw that and I was just like, oh, hey, look, big ear pedals.
Well, what pedals doesn't he have? I
know, right?
But thank you for pointing out.
Kevin is right.
Anytime.
Steve was trying to ask me if I had a similar amount of pedals as him. I was like, hell no. Like, Josh is building a museum over there. I sell stuff. He only buys. Like, he has never got anything. The amount of pedals I have, like you can see him back there, is nothing compared to what Josh
has. Almost as many.
That's what you need to do. You need to work out a trade with him and send all your unused Affordaboard pedals to him for something else in exchange.
He probably already has all those. He's going to be doing a live video talking about the Amazon pedals. So I might tune in.
Oh my God.
If it happens. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
See, I just don't understand why anyone would go for the Amazon Basics branded ones when the other ones are cheaper. Like,
go for the cheap ones. Always go for the cheap ones.
Yeah, thank you. Finally, I feel validated.
It's a bad logo to put on the pedal. It doesn't look good on pedals. It's a
But
bad logo.
part of me is like, it's kind of hilarious too. It's kind of hilarious.
Yeah, I
Especially
guess I can kind of see that kind of.
if it lives on your pedal board and like, you know how it is, you play a show and every guitarist in the bar like walks up and looks over your pedal board like, oh, what do you got? And just to have like an Amazon pedal there,
Stickers exist.
and you could put the Amazon pedal right before, you know, like a fancy, really high end pedal,
like a Centaur. Yeah.
Yeah, I used to see
Oh god! Oh god!
I used to think it as
Honestly,
boot, but
that's gonna be the next
Amazon
pedal
really
board.
killed my tone.
Someone's gonna buy an Amazon Basics pedal and plug it into a Klon and take a picture and post it to pedal board for stream, and that's content, baby.
I got a Klon right next to my Cuvave.
Yes.
Now
Now you're gonna get Espanol ads on Google.
Oh, I already get them.
It's funny.
It doesn't matter. I already get them.
Canada's literally bilingual. I never get French ads. I'm Canadian, and no.
Tim Horton ads? Do you get Tim Horton ads before your YouTube videos?
No, because I have premium. But but I'm assuming yes, probably.
I'm gonna check if we got any more sales.
Oh, that's exciting.
You're just rolling into money.
OMAC, but like also I may buy like one of the Behringer 606 clones. So
I think I got a new offer. I'll look at it all later. I'm gonna do a bunch of shipping tomorrow. That's for sure.
I should just lowball you for the stream. Send you a penny offer.
Oh, someone offered $2.
Real quick, not to get too deep into Canada talk again.
Sorry.
I thought about this, and
what's this all about?
When I was a kid, I went to see a couple bands. They played a big outdoor festival, and Our Lady Peace was one of those bands.
Nice.
And that's one of my only relations. I know they're Canadian, but what I was going to say, this is gear related. The lead singer had a CB microphone that he had modded just
awesome.
with an XLR end, and I thought about that for years, and then finally I made myself one. And my last band, we actually ended up using it to record guitar cabinets on the last recording we did.
Cool.
And it has you have to push the button to make it work. So it's muted. It's muted until you hit the button, right?
Yeah.
And it's just lo-fi sounding.
That's just free tremolo.
It just sounds terrible, but like it sounded really cool. We then put a rubber band around it and kept it on, and then put it in a mic stand and used it on guitar tracks. And it sounds awesome.
I have a phone that is
kind of that same vibe. Kind of that same vibe. Yeah.
I love it.
When I was really young, I was in the Radio Shack looking around at all the parts just to see like if there was anything I could mess with in there. And they had these little tiny dynamic condenser mic components. Like it's just a little mic with like 2 connections on it. It's like, oh man, that's like a cheap microphone. So
oh God, I am a whole third of this video.
So I took it home and I like connected an output jack to it and I tested it. I was like, yeah, it works. It works as a microphone. And I didn't have anything to mount it into. So I drilled a hole and like hot glued it into like an old pineapple can that was in the trash. And
that's
so
cool.
it kind of looked like, you know, like talking through cans and string, but it was a microphone with like a little tiny mic element. And I had a jack plug on the side. And I think, eventually I attached an on-off switch to it and a volume pot, and that was like an early experiment, like learning how to solder and like put stuff together and whatnot. And I mean, it was just a crappy microphone, but it was kind of a cool like visual piece to look at.
You should recreate that and use it for all your guitar tracking.
It's not a terrible idea. Like bring back the pineapple microphone.
No, it's fun. The CB mic, I made one. I still have it, and it's one of my favorite mics.
I want one.
Just because it has such a character. It's obviously not a good sounding mic by any means, but it's such a flavor that like it's useful. It's useful. You could squash some drums and have some really gnarly, gross drums, vocals, guitar, everything. It's fun to make.
Someone wants a link for your Reverb store.
Oh, it's in the description of the video, Kyle. Go look on the video description and it's in there. I was going to say, Jack White has a guitar that he paid someone to hack a one of those harmonica mics into, one of the
bullet mic.
That's really cool.
And it's like on a retractable cable, but you could do something similar with a CB mic because it's already got the coily cable. Hack it into your guitar, and then you're the guitarist. You don't have a mic, but anytime you want to like vocalize for whatever reason, you just grab it and you pull the trigger, and now you're singing, buddy. It would be like easy modification. Maybe
that would be fun.
Hey, Mike,
and you can find.
I don't think
I was gonna say you can find them in every single like Goodwill you ever go to. You can find them for like $2.
I've never seen a CB mic in a Goodwill, but
that's where I bought mine. It's a Cobra.
Oh, nice.
It was like maybe like $3.
Cobras are good.
Phones are good because they have those old like carbon mics in them.
Yeah. You're talking about old school phone headset or handset.
Yeah, I've got it's a whole handset. It's not just like it's a whole phone, not just a handset, and it's fun. And and the rotary dial is again free crappy tremolo.
I knew someone back in the day who just like cable cut the phone off of a payphone.
Oh my god!
And attached like a jack to it, and so like it was the whole like metal cable hanging down from it with a little jack on the end.
The hustle's strong.
Those cables are cool though.
Yeah. Metal cables are cool. Silent.
Yeah, they actually. My friend has a couple XLR cables that are in that metal type cabling, and I actually found them for him on eBay years ago. And there was 2 of them. He bought both of them, and I've forever kicked myself for not buying them for myself.
Yeah.
But I did a solid thing, and my friend got some cool cables. But once they disappeared, I've never found them again.
That'll be the next thing. Ultra heavy duty, prohibitively bulky patch cables that are wrapped in
distance, Ryan.
Because pedal boards need to be heavier.
Yes.
The finger on the monkey's paw is curling in.
Yeah. I have to be careful what I put into the world because someone out there will actually build it these days. It's bad.
Yeah, I feel like you challenged people to make a certain stuff.
Just make the most ridiculous patch cable ever. Like just
make it completely unusable because it's like stiff. It's
like telephone line, power line cable that thick, and just make a patch cable out of it.
Well, that's the only way.
That's heinous.
That's the only way to carry that much tone, you know?
Yeah. Tone is in the cables.
It's true.
I mean, I was gonna say that's only kind of.
You don't have cables, you have no tone.
I still can't believe that Proco put out that cable with a wrap.
No, I am obsessed with that because it's hilarious.
I need to get one.
So bizarre.
I need to get one. I just got this one. This isn't the cable, but it's an 84 white phase.
Oh, I hate you.
Well, it's actually probably an 85, but the pot codes are 84. But I was born in 1984, so
that's cool.
I like things from my birth year that are as old as me. So
if one of my CE2s is from 84, I'll let you know.
Awesome. I have an 84 DS1, an 84 DD2, and an 84. I think might be.
I know I have an 82 and a 79 when it comes to CE2s.
Cool.
But I also have 2 more. Okay, I didn't mean to get 4 CE2s. It just happened. This is actually weird. Like, it just happened. I'm not gonna say no to a $25 CE2. Like,
no.
Who am I? Say yes. Say yes to all of them. Do you have any?
No. I think my birth year. I had 91. I don't know. I know I have a 93 Duosonic.
Oh, you have a Duosonic? A 93? What color?
Yeah, but I was born in 91. Mine's white.
Oh, nice. I always wanted a white one. I've got the black one. You can kind of see it.
I just want one with a pickboard that pick guard. I can't speak today. I keep saying the wrong thing, even though I know what the right thing is. But my pick guard is warped. But apparently it's not uncommon.
Mine is a little warped too.
Why does this happen? Like, I think I'm gonna have a second one made and then have one sent to Deco Boom and get something crazy and put it on there. just some really cool pattern.
Is it
For a
from the
while,
middle?
I was shopping for a second one of these because I wanted to do mods on it and put like a hot humbucker in one. Because like the necks on these they're tiny, but they're so
they're so weird.
It honestly reminds me of like an Ernie Ball Axis, the way the neck feels. Like it's just lightning fast for being this little offsetty, like Fendery sort of thing. But yeah,
it's a great guitar.
My pickguard is warped right there, but
mine's on the other side.
it's warped right there too.
Mine used to be a lot worse, and then I took it off and put it back on, and now it's not as bad.
I bet if I moved that screw hole out a little bit, it would lay flatter. But I've earned a lot of scars on this over the years. It's got an actual relic on it, as much as you can.
Oh yeah, mine has like a chip in the paint, just gone. That's how I got it. So
I bought mine used, and it already had belt rash on it.
Oh wow, yeah, mine does not have that.
But like all this like crust and rust on all the metal and everything, that's all me. And it's got relicking on the side of the fretboard, and that's all me. But yeah, I love this guitar. The only thing I ever changed on it was the tuners. I put better tuners.
I think I'm gonna put better tuners on mine sometime soon.
You have the scale is so short, it needs to have a decent tuner because the original tuner just don't.
Oh, I know.
All right, I think I need to go have lunch now. This has been
for rooting your stream, by the way, personally.
This has been a blast. Thanks to everyone who joined, past and present. Mike, you never. Your mic is on now.
Yeah.
We can't still hear Mike. Okay.
Yeah, for some reason I couldn't
see you. He's talking and we can't hear him, so I don't know what's going on.
It's like watching like something weird.
Sorry, Mike. We never heard a word that you said.
Someone can read his lips somewhere.
Anyways, thanks.
We were trying to be. Oh, I keep interrupting.
Bought pedals or made an offer. I'll try to get everything processed and in the mail first thing tomorrow morning. And I'm going to use that money to pay the government to build roads. Hopefully.
That's cool.
But anyways, see you guys later.
Bye.
Bye-bye.